Hello friends, this is Scott, and I'm showing you the reason why fall is my favorite time of the year. It's not just because all the spring and summer work is done with the garden, but I love leaves. Building soil is kind of my passion. That's where my interest in gardening really lies, is in the soil. And everything that comes from that is what we obviously benefit from. But the soil is the most important thing about gardening. And as you see here, leaves, when they fall off the trees, is one of my main ingredients to making compost and mulches and just create great soil for growing plants and flowers. So as we spin around here, I've got lots of work to do. Again, I've finished up the school garden, and the hobby farm is in pretty good shape for what it is. I still got lots more work to do. But as you see my home garden, I think I'm going to be in the same trouble as I was last year, where I didn't get around to getting it all cleaned up before the snow falls. And so I'm hoping that it'll hold off a little bit so that I can finish this up. But today's journey is just to walk through all the work that I need to do. And I need to collect some leaves because we got to get down to the hobby farm, and we need to mulch the garlic as well as the raspberries that I just planted. So today's goal is not to rake up all these leaves today. It's to get enough leaves to take them down and to get those projects done, and then get back and hopefully beat the snow so that I can rake up all these leaves and either use them in my own yard, in my own worm compost bin, or take them down to the hobby farm and mulch in the garden beds that I have been able to create this year. So I love the leaves, these red leaves off these. They're supposed to be a fruitless pear tree, but they have these little berries that the birds really like to eat. But they're beautiful leaves in the fall when they drop. They're just they're gorgeous. So yeah, they'll look nice down at the hobby farm. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of action shots raking leaves, but you got to give you a little bit just to know my pain. But the reason I'm filming this is to show you why I hate to bag leaves. Again, I love leaves. I love collecting leaves. I love picking up bags of leaves that other people have filled. But for me, I'm not a big guy that's into bagging leaves. But you got to do what you got to do. So again, I'm just looking for maybe 4 or 5 bags of leaves just to take down to the hobby farm today so we can get that stuff mulched in. And we'll come back and tackle the rest of this hopefully before the snow flies. And now you must be wondering why I do not like to bag leaves. I love leaves so much, but what's wrong with bagging leaves? It seems like a pretty easy process. And I know that anybody that's bagged leaves, themselves will feel my pain. And it starts with having the wrong size leaf bags generally for the garbage can. So as you see here, I've got some baby garbage bags, and I've got my big 50-gallon garbage can. So that doesn't work worth a darn. And so that's step number 1. But I did have a size of garbage can that fits. But there we go. That's the second reason why I don't like bagging leaves, is because it's still a pain in the butt even if you have the right size garbage can. You got to get all the weight down to the bottom of the bag. And so I'm do a little bit of that. Get a little bit of weight in there. Shake it out so that it's ready to stay, and then hopefully we can bag these up successfully. But let's see how this goes. So I start again, and with the right size garbage can for these bags, and first scoop, not bad. Add another one, and another one. So I'm on a roll, looks like. And then as soon as I push it in, you got the same problem. So yeah, so now you know why I like to collect other people's work and not do it myself. So much. But I need to get these leaves picked up because this is what I need, and I don't have time to go find bags. And it's been a weird leaf year this year. I've not seen the big leaf collection where people are leaving them out on the street yet. So maybe a little early for that. We'll see. But yeah, I need to get some of these prepared so I can get them down to the hobby farm. So we'll fight through our dislike and we'll get her done. I usually just use that big old garbage can, and I just fill it up without a garbage bag in it, and I either dump it in my worm bin, compost bin, or I just throw it in the chicken bin. So there's how much I did today. It wasn't a lot, and I didn't do a great job, but more leaves are going to fall. There's just maybe half of them have fallen off the trees at this point. But so let's see how many I did manage to bag today. And I am in a hurry to get down to the hobby farm. It seems like that's my story all the time, is I'm always in a hurry and can't get everything done I want to, but I spread myself kind of thin. So I was able just to take 4 bags in the wheelbarrow and throw them in the truck and head down to the hobby farm. So got down there, and the goal is, here's the garlic, and we've got a few more poking up through the mulch we put down last week, I believe it was. So I want to mulch these in really good so that the soil temperature, it doesn't keep them warm, it just keeps them, evenly either frozen or not frozen. So plants don't have that freeze thaw all the time. If they stay frozen, they're fine. So I did have the neighbor call me up. Thank you, Brad and Kim. And they gave me a few more bags of leaves, and they'll have some more for me for the next trip down. So I did bring more than just 4 bags. But I'm down here, and it's a beautiful day. And I'm moving really fast, as you see. I'm kind of wore out from this this gardening season, but I can't give up yet. I've got to finish up strong. So yeah, I'm really motivated. I'm really going after this hot and heavy. As you hear this, Mr. Lincoln in the background, making a little bit of noise, I think. But so he came down with me, and speaking of the devil, there he is. He usually accompanies me on most trips down here to the hobby farm. Once in a while, he stares at the door and he wants to stay with Mom. But lately, he's been itching to get out of the house as the weather's gotten cooler. So he's usually my companion down here, and he enjoys it. He likes to mess around with the cats and give them a hard time. But I'm only going to put a couple bags of the ones I brought down here to mulch this area. And again, I want to put a good, 6-8 inches or more of mulch, because that'll keep that garlic, consistently the same temperature. And then when it warms up in the spring, I'll remove some of the leaves and let the garlic grow, and it'll take off. So, and then I'll just compost the leaves. So yeah, it's all a win-win. Now you see my pretty leaves there, those nice pretty red ones. Well, you can tell my leaves from the neighbor's leaves, and the neighbors mowed theirs up, and it's great mulch, but they don't have the pretty flowering pear trees that we have. So I guess they should be jealous, but it all works great, and I love the shredded. The shredded leaves are my favorite. They break down quicker, and they turn into soil faster. But yeah, I can honestly say that I have better looking leaves than the neighbors, so just don't tell them that. They do watch these videos, so maybe they'll hear that. But anyway, there's a look, and you see it's leaves are leaves, and they'll all turn into great soil. And they mulched the garden well, and we watered it good last time we were down here, so we don't need to mess with it. We don't want the leaves all wet. We want them just to stay fluffy, so they have some insulation. And I did have, thanks to the neighbors, more of their leaves to do the raspberries. So I got all the raspberries done, and I had a couple bags left of mine, as you see here. But yeah, had just enough. So it seems like I'm just always kind of guessing right on the amount of materials to bring down here to get a project done. So yeah, those are the only things I'm really worried about. And then guess what? Yeah. So again, I'm behind the 8 ball. Snow fell. I've not completed my own yard cleanup. And yeah, so it's going to be another year where I hope it melts so I can get back in here. If not, it'll be a spring cleanup, and I've got to do some more pruning of trees and miscellaneous. And yeah, I'm behind the 8 ball, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit. It's just Thanksgiving time, so I'm thinking we'll get a couple more weeks where we don't have snow on the ground. But yeah, it's time to collect as many leaves as I can, because again, with the hobby farm now, I can bring as many leaves down here as I can possibly find, and that's going to be good, because the more I get, the more soil I can build, and got lots of planting beds to make. So anyway, I hope you like this video, and if you want to follow me on my journey in living my best rural life in the city and now down at the hobby farm in the country, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Thank you.